my name is Gabby. Welcome to Cooking with the Cullinans, and today we are going to make peanut butter cookies, and they are delicious. So I'm going to be using Skippy Peanut Butter's recipe. I'll go ahead and put it in the comments. If you like what we're doing on the Cooking with the Cullinans channel, please subscribe. Feel free to like the video, leave me a comment. I hope you enjoy them. So let's get started. Hi, I'm Gabby with Cooking with the Cullinans, and these are all of the ingredients that we are going to need to make these amazing peanut butter cookies today. So I'm using Jif's recipe, and this is Jif's creamy peanut butter. We're going to need some brown sugar, flour, salt, baking soda, some vanilla extract, butter, of course, and 2 eggs. So the next step is that we are going to get some cookie sheets prepared, and we're going to turn on the oven to preheat to 350 degrees. All right, so I have turned on my oven and it is preheating right now to 350 degrees. And just a reminder that when you get ready to make cookies and before you turn your oven on to preheat it, don't forget to set the racks to the level that you'll need. So I take mine to the middle rack, like I figure out where the middle of the oven is, and then I'm gonna put one of the racks, one below the middle and one above the middle. So that way we get a really good cook and an even cook for the cookies. And I always switch the trays halfway through so that the top one is then going to go on the bottom. All right, and I have gotten my cookie sheets all prepped, so they just have parchment paper on them because peanut butter is so oily. You don't even need to put any butter or anything on the parchment paper. The cookies will do that all for themselves. All right, the only other thing is that your unsalted butter, I use unsalted butter just so I can control the amount of salt that's in the cookies. But if all you have is salted, go for it. And you want to be sure that it is close to room temperature, so it's kind of warmed up. It's not super cold right out of the refrigerator for this recipe. And if you just want to get started making the cookies, then just pop that butter into the microwave, and I just microwave it for like 10 seconds at a time until I feel like it's warm enough. But you don't want to melt it because that will make your cookies spread out. Okay, so as I was gathering up all of the ingredients and starting to measure them out, I realized that I forgot to let you know that we also need baking powder. So you're going to want to add the baking powder to your list of ingredients that you're going to need as well. And as I usually do, I will certainly put the recipe right in the very first comment so that you'll have that. Okay, so now that I've gathered up all of my ingredients in the small bowl, I have the 2.5 cups of flour. I also have my teaspoon of baking powder, teaspoon of baking soda, and then 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I am going to mix that all together. And then in the larger bowl attached to the stand mixer, I have my 1 cup of Skippy creamy peanut butter. I have 3/4 cup of softened butter, 3/4 cup of granulated sugar, 3/4 cup of brown sugar. I have a teaspoon of vanilla, and then you'll see the 2 eggs that are sitting there. So this is just kind of a little hack or a tip, if you will. So I only had 3 eggs at home. If I had just broken them and tossed them in there, if one of them was bad, all the ingredients would be bad. And also cookies with eggshells in them are not really that great. So I always break my eggs into a separate container. And today I did each one of them separately, as I said, just by the crazy chance that one of them might not be any good. I didn't want it to ruin the other egg. All right. So next I'm going to go ahead and start the mixer. I'm going to put the eggs in there. Once that's good and kind of creamed together and combined, I'm going to start to add my flour or my dry ingredient. Okay, so now that I have all the ingredients combined, this is what the peanut butter cookie dough is looking like right now. If your kitchen is a little warm, or maybe you warmed up the butter a little too much, you can now stop and put the mixture in the refrigerator for about 10 minutes, enough for it to kind of cool down. Or if it looks kind of like this and it's not too mushy, you can go ahead and start to shape the peanut butter cookies. So you're gonna roll them up. I do about a 1-inch ball, so I use usually a tablespoon, kind of to get the approximate amount the first couple times, and then as you get used to it, you're just gonna roll them, and then you're gonna use a fork to flatten them out. Well, now I have all the cookies. I rolled them all into balls, put them on my cookie sheets, and then I used a fork in some sugar to press them down, and you put the fork going one way and then turn it and do it the other way. The reason that I use the sugar is it makes it so that the fork does not stick. And whenever I make peanut butter cookies, I usually take one pan. It's this one with the odd number of peanut butter cookies, and I put a little kosher salt on top instead of the sugar, because I kind of like the little salty and the sweet, and I think it really works well with peanut butter cookies. Next step is we're going to cook them in that preheated 350-degree oven for a total of 12 minutes. And as I said before, I put them in for 6 minutes, one cookie sheet on the bottom, one on the top, and then at the 6-minute mark, I turn them around, so 360 degrees, so the cookies that were in the back go in the front, and then I switch them from top to bottom as well. Okay, these are the peanut butter cookies. Since I did make them a little larger than I usually do, they ended up taking 13 minutes in the oven at 350 degrees. Let's just check to be sure they're okay. They're good. I hope you enjoy the recipe. I hope you make some peanut butter cookies. Please be sure to like, leave a comment. I would love that. And subscribe to our channel. I hope you have an awesome day.